Martial arts class will discover best martial art for self-defense, street fight, weapon edition. So we're talking about best martial art, street fight, weapon. And in this case, today's workout, it's all about the cane. Now the best thing about the cane is you can take it anywhere. It is not a weapon, it is a mobility tool. It's a medical device. It helps you get around. And in this country, especially most Western countries, you can take that anywhere. You can take it into an airport, you can take it into the airplane, you can take it into the government buildings, you can take it everywhere and no one's gonna stop you. If it's in your car while you're driving, the police officer is not gonna take it away. They would take away a gun, especially if it's not licensed, if you're not carrying it properly. And some of you can say, well, a gun is the best. Yes, a gun, what you mean is a gun will kill somebody. Yes, but you don't always have that option. And in a lot of places, guns are not even allowed in the country. They're completely illegal. Only the criminals have the guns, right? When you don't have that choice, you have this choice. This is the cane. Making this one for you. You asked for the cane self-defense, so we're talking about the cane. So the cane, you can take anywhere. It helps you if you need it for mobility, but even if you don't necessarily need it yet, you still don't have to prove to anybody that you actually need a cane. That means there's no doctor's note. If you think about what it is, it's a very powerful striking tool. It's the same as a collie stick or a short sword. It's not sharp, but it will break the bone, it'll compress the flesh, it'll give contusions, it'll split things open, and it is extremely effective. And if somebody's got a knife, a short sword, maybe they're bigger, more powerful than you, they're a better fighter, they're gonna beat you up, and you say, stay back, I will defend myself, it's my right. And then you're able to strike very quickly and very hard with a cane. And everything that I do standing, I can also do while sitting on a bench, sitting in a chair, sitting in a wheelchair, and it's the same weapon. You're able to do everything. I test it all the time. I teach people who are sitting. I teach people who don't need to sit, people who don't have use of their legs. They're still able to move the cane through all of the spinning that we do. And again, you remember what spinning's for? Spinning is not for fighting. I'm not spinning this to keep you back. I'm spinning to create balance, strength, get a good feel for the cane. I want the cane to be able to spin through my hand. This is the first part of your workout today. You're just spinning it here, and all you're doing, it's like a little cranking motion forward. Cranking motion, your palm is facing the sky, the long end of the cane is coming out of your thumb, and you're just pushing forward. Loosen your hand enough that it moves, but don't open it. Don't let it go flying. Now turn your hand over your body, coming across this angle and bringing it back. And it's gonna slide just a little bit through your hand. You want it to, because later, when you bring your hands up and say stop, you want it to be able to slide down a little bit so that you can strike. Do you remember the basic idea of self-defense? It's put the weapon between you and the threat. Pay attention to what's around you first. Put your hands ahead. And what does it look like? It looks like you're trying to stop. Anybody who's witnessing, watching, let's say you're in a country or in an area where you're not allowed to bring out a gun. And if they catch you with a gun, you're going to jail for a long time. If they catch you with a knife, you're going to jail. If they catch you with a pair of nunchucks, you're going to jail. If they catch you even with a short stick or even a long stick. I know in some places, like in some areas of Bangladesh, people have told me, I don't know for a fact, but I've been told certain areas you can't even carry a stick, but you can carry a cane. Wherever you live, anywhere in the world, you'll find canes. It's a walking device, it's a tool. So you go in, you're walking down the street, here comes the threat, you're paying attention, get your hands up between you and the threat. Here's my hand, protect my head on this side, but there's my cane. My hand's open, this is the universal sign around the world for stop. I have every right to defend myself. You don't have to like me, you don't have to like the color of my skin, you don't have to like the words that are coming out of my mouth, you don't have to like who I am, but you can't touch me. You can't abuse me like that. And that's all you're saying. Stop. I have every right to defend myself. Stay back. And then, as you're doing that, you take that breath, self-defense breath, in your mind. You ask yourself, what are my targets? Oh, I'm going to hit him right in the temple, right? There's that first strike. Hit him in the temple. Hit them on the other side. You got this. Maybe the target is lower. Maybe you're sitting in that chair. And so maybe he's up here, there's his head, he's coming up, mess with you. Maybe you're in a chair, maybe you're in the wheelchair, or maybe they catch you off guard. You're sitting on the bench, you're sitting on the bus, you're sitting on the train. Put your hands up. Your target's a little bit different. Maybe they're reaching out. Break their hand, smash it. Guarantee you, they weren't expecting that. When they see the cane, a lot of times, this is the mind of a criminal, of a perpetrator is what I was thinking, but what's the word? It's a predator. Somebody who preys on someone they think is weak. Instinctively, in their mind, they see you because of this. And statistics show this. In the United States, the FBI looks at all crime statistics, and they say people who use canes and other medical devices are more of a target. There's a higher percentage that people see you as weak, but you're not. You're using this not just to get around, but also as a self-defense weapon, as a tool, and you put it between you and the threat. And there's that basic strike, that first strike. Now, on the bag, I want you to practice from your shoulder striking. Think about if you are on the bus or the train. And this is so nice about this. You can carry that long staff and it gets stuck and it hits there and it falls out of your hand. You carry this, you put it on your shoulder, and it comes straight forward this way. Striking through, just straight through. So on your bag, strike. Maybe you don't have a bag. Maybe you have a pole, you can pat it, you can practice that way. You don't have to hit so hard at first. Maybe it's a tree outside. Even if it's nothing, if it's just practicing in the air, this is what you want. You want from your shoulder forward to the other shoulder forward. This angle, think of going temple through the cheek. And just, again, you want to go slow at first, but I want you to go all in, as powerful as you can make this strike. I want you to make a mental connection between your brain and your body, your cane. Between here and here, when we're talking self-defense, I don't want you to move slowly. I don't want you to move light. Everything has to be immediate, direct, and explosive. Immediate, direct, and explosive. Immediate, you have to respond. Remember, if you don't respond, then you have to panic. Respond means that you've prepared. This here is practice. Practice is preparation. You're learning new techniques. You get yourself a walking cane. You practice, and then here comes the threat. You're able to respond. Step back in a better position. Hands up and open, except this one is on a cane. And you say, stop. It's a command. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. And make sure it sounds like that when it comes out of your voice. Not would you please back up? It hurts my feelings when you get too close. Not that, but very direct. It's a command. You have every right. You have to take the fear that's in your head. That's a normal thing. Someone's coming at you. There's supposed to be fear. You're supposed to be afraid, but use it. Turn the fear. You have to turn a little switch in your head, and you can do this. You turn the fear into indignation. How dare you? It's my right to walk around the streets. It's my right to ride on this bus. It's my right to be on the train without you coming up trying to take what I have or trying to hurt me or trying to take my life because of whatever issue you've got going on with you. And you get it up and you have that indignation. It becomes a command. Stop! And then they don't. That's when you take that self-defense breath in your head. What are my targets? It's an instant thought. His eyes, right? What are my targets? His hand. What are my targets? He's got a knife. I gotta break that. Smash that knife. Right? And then you just go all in. It's that explosiveness at the end. When you immediate, direct, and explosive. Immediate, direct, keep it in front of your body. Fight behind your cane. And then explosive. Hard and as fast as you can. That's why you need to practice. And again, if you don't have something to hit with, then practice it in the air. Let's go kind of circle back, and I want to show you something new today. You're going to spin. This is your warm-up. I want you to do a lot of this until you get blisters in your hands. Turn it over and back. Or calluses. It can be calluses. They'll turn into calluses the more you do it, right? Turn it over. And this will engage your core, and you'll start moving faster, and you'll build strength. And if you do use a cane for mobility, to get around, to move during the day, you're going to build more strength. Now, between this is your workout. I want you to do this warm up with the right hand first. Go out here about 10 times across your body, 10 times across your body, like 2 sets. Then, like, put it here, like you're some kind of Charlie Chaplin from the old days, right? And you're going to put it right between your knees, between your feet, and I want you to squat. 2. And because you're using a cane, even if you're super fit, you're going to be able to go a little bit lower. And that's going to start to get your heart rate up. Now, I want you to have a really strong foundation. That's why I want you to have really strong legs. Every punch in martial art, every kick, every knee, every elbow comes off of the ground. Every strike with the cane comes off the ground. It means through your feet, through your legs, through your knees. So doing squats with your cane, you're going to do 15 to 20. Put it in the left hand. Remember, the long side out of your thumb, palm facing the sky, circles like you're churning, trying to start something, cranking something, and then over and back. And that'll also teach you situational awareness. You also need spatial awareness, where this thing moves through space and time. If your hands are sloppy, you're gonna bash yourself. This is really good. I want you to hit yourself over and over again, not forever, but just until you start to learn how to get tight. You gotta fight tight, right? And then 10, 15, 20 here, and then do that again, 2 sets, and go back and do your squats. No less than 2 minutes. So spinning squats, spinning squats, spinning squats. Get your heart rate up. Hopefully you start to sweat. I've been watching some of these prepper videos. I've always loved preppers because they seem crazy. Prepper people are trying to get prepared for pandemics, prepared for the end of the world, prepared for the zombie apocalypse. And I watch these guys and they show you the bug out bag and the get out of here bag and get home bag. And they have when the poop hits the fan bag. My kids are still here. I gotta watch my language. When the stuff hits the fan bag and that kind of stuff, right? And you need to have fire. And I learned all this in the military over and over and over again. But you have to have a heat source. You have to have water. You have to have food. And they're right. Absolutely. Bug out bag, you need all that preparation. What about your body? What about your ability to do a couple of punches and get out of the way and throw an elbow, throw a knee, and drop something down on somebody's head? What about the ability to fight and defend yourself with a stick that you pick up off the street, or in this case, a cane that you walk around with, unassuming? Looks like you're just an average person walking through the day. But you now have a little bit more confidence, and it allows you to get out of the house a little bit more. So you're getting healthier, you're getting some sunshine because you have a cane, right? And if you don't have a cane, yes, I served Marine Corps first, and then later, after 9/11, I went back into the National Guard, which is the Army. And it's like everybody, if you ask some people who've been in the military, when you're there, you hate it. You know, you whine and complain, for most people. But then after you're gone, you're like, oh, that was the best time in my life. You lie to yourself, and then you get back in, and then you get out, and I did a lot of that. Get in, get out, get in, get out. But yes, I love the military. All right, so we talked about spinning, talked about this, and I want you to practice too. This is part of your practice. From here, take a step or two, and then bring your hands up. Now see this? From here, as I change, my hand loosens a little and it slides. That's allowed me to just go to town on them, right? From here, you have to practice that. Again, you need that mental connection with your body so that your hand does it naturally, so you're able to throw that first devastating strike and hopefully end the fight, or at least slow them down enough somebody else can come and help. Self-defense, street fight self-defense, street fight self-defense weapon. This is the best weapon that I think, and I love. I've got every weapon you can imagine. Rope darts, 3-section staff. We got them all. Got them all stuck in the corner, and what I don't have here, I have still at the old school in Ohio. Kellen's got it. Kellen, if you're watching this, send me my Joe. I need my Joe. Anyway, so we're here. Slides down a little bit, but this is the point. When you do this, that allows you to naturally do that. So don't skip the spinning because you think it's superfluous or unnecessary or just showy or silly. It's just twirling a cane or twirling a stick. No, that's not the purpose. The purpose is to learn how to move through space and time, how to develop the calluses on your hands so that when you need it, it comes here. Now from here, take a couple steps, put your hands up, give your verbal command, back up, and then strike. I will defend myself. Strike. Let everybody hear it. And then they report to the police. Yeah, we saw it. That guy with the cane, he was just minding his own business. His hand was open. He was trying to make the other guy stop. That other guy kept coming. He was just egging him on, pulled out a knife, bam. And that's why you're here now, because the guy's on the ground, he's got broken bones and blood everywhere. And there was people get killed with these things from time to time. That's how powerful this is. And I'm not advocating violence at all. I'm saying you have every right to defend yourself. That's what I'm saying. And to understand and have some confidence that this thing really works. All right, so I want you to do 1 strike and then up to your shoulder, 2. And when you do them, don't make them wide out here. Don't hit them, you're not gonna hit anybody out there. Think of the center of the body. Remember that direct. Whatever's in front of you, hit it. 1, 2. And think about targets, that breath. One of my targets, his hand, hit it. So you're going down, and then I want you to turn your hand so your palm is facing the sky and bring it up. Bring it up and through their body, just in the reverse of that angle. Now the reason you turn your hand this way is when it hits something like his ribs, like his arms, like his hand, like his jaw, it's gonna get some resistance. And if it's like this, if you bring it up this way, which is taught, I know people teach this, it peels the hand right off. Like an old G.I. Joe doll. Anybody's old enough to remember action figures, and they had what they call action grip. Rubber hands, and those figurines, you just pop off. The way you stop that, and then he has your staff, you're in trouble, or your cane. So you turn your palm up, bring it up. Bring it up. So you have angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, and then you just have through the middle. And these horizontal strikes can be done at the head level. I'm trying not to hit this bag right there. But head level, right? Head level. You can do them in the middle of the body. Again, he's reaching forward. Maybe he's already got a hold of you, and you just got to hit him. That's the nice thing too. If you're sitting and he's over here, you can hit him over here. If you're getting out of your car, he's over there, you can hit him over there. I've tried all these different scenarios. I know it works. And then that horizontal strike, that's that animals. 20% of the police officers in New York City are sick, and they're off duty. And I'm just using this as an example. It's a state where, for whatever reason, they keep letting the prisoners out because of the coronavirus, right? This is happening in a lot of different places. So crime is going way up. Around here, in this area where I live, crime is going way up. And the police officer told me, he said, we're only responding to murders and attempted murders, shootings. And he said, break-ins, burglaries, or whatever, we'll just call you back. And I'm not a fear mongerer, not at all. But I believe, I don't know why anybody, like everybody's not doing martial arts right now, or learning something, boxing, jiu-jitsu, Greco-Roman wrestling, something to learn how to defend yourself and then get yourself in shape and stay in shape. But here's the point. Defend yourself. You got a stick in your hand, right? Crime is going to be going up for a little bit. Hopefully, we go on the other side of it and it comes back down. Until then, make sure you walk around with your cane. Stick it in your car. I do. I have one in the car, one in the house, one here, all by the door. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the last one just boom, straight down the middle, right there. Just bam, split them open, right? Split them open and then grab it. Support with the other hand, and I want you to rifle butt. Actually, this is where the bayonet would be, right? Just bam, right in, and then put it in the other hand. Practice this. Hands up, 1, tight, 2, 3, 4, coming through, 5, down, and then here. Switch hands over and over again. This is your practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then here. Now, back and forth. I want you to do that at least 2 minutes, 5 minutes is better. Put it here. Imagine their hand is here, you're gonna crank it. And their hand's either gonna do that or it's gonna do that. And either way is okay. Doesn't matter which way you go. Don't overthink it. It's all about action, immediate, direct, explosive. Bam! And then straight down. And when I go here, it's either gonna come here, or if I go the other way, it's gonna come here. Let me show what I mean. I don't have anybody to show this, but if I turn it here, imagine the hands there. Here, and then straight down. Up and straight down. Not forward, don't lean with it. Don't lean with it, just here, straight down. Keep your body straight, here, down. And then the other way, and down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 30 seconds, hard as you can. It's almost like an isometric exercise, isometric power building martial arts exercise. 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Start with 30 seconds. Make sure you're breathing hard and you're sweating. Your muscles ache a little bit and you're getting a little bit of callus or blisters. That's how you know you're doing it right. Every strike hard as you can once you get the feel for it. Every one of these as hard as you can. Now, I want to talk about the hook because you ask me that all the time. Well, can't you reach out and hook them? Yeah, you can. And you can hit with this side too, by the way. That's like a big old knuckle coming right in your face. You could be here and jam that in their face, and then you have more area in case your aim's off. You just drive their teeth right into their mouth. Just straight in like that. Now, from here, you can hook and pull them in. There are all kinds of cool things that you can do to lock the joints, take them to the ground. And I can show you all that. You can be on the ground, you can grab their foot, and you can pull them in. And I want you to be able to learn that after you get the basics. Because the more, self-defense should never be complicated. The more moves you have, the more moves you have to lose or drop or make a mistake on. This, one move, stay back, I will defend myself, one move, that's it. 1, 2 super simple ones. If I need to, I can throw in a whole bunch more of really basic moves and defend myself. It's all about self-defense, street fight, self-defense, weapon edition. That's what we're talking about. Then, all this other stuff, it's like Aikido, jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and which is, so many fine, intricate movements, which are all beautiful martial arts. And Brazilian jiu-jitsu, yes, has a lot of crossover for self-defense. Self-defense is not martial arts. Martial arts is not self-defense. You can use techniques of martial arts as self-defense, but self-defense is principles. Principles are situational awareness. Pay attention. Principles are get your hands up, get in a better position. If you have a weapon, put the weapon between you and the threat. Self-defense is what are my targets? Take a deep breath. Prepare to fight. The fight's not over till you win. Self-defense is all of those things, and then it's basic techniques. It can be anything. And I don't want you to get stuck on like how do you do this technique, how do you do that, how do you do his leg. I remember years ago there was a really cool fun thing we did with the cane. The guy threw a kick and we'd move him and it'd spin him around and you stick it here and then right between his legs and you can picture the rest. Super cool, super fun, but complex. You don't need complexity for self-defense. You don't want complexity. You want it as fast, immediate, direct, and explosive. Hit him as hard and as many times as you can. Just violence of action, get them on the floor, get out of there, be safe. Let them go home in the back of a police car or an ambulance. You go home. I'll ask you a question again, I didn't see it. Ask it again and I'll answer, but I want to show you one exercise before we go. And this is for later when you do start to learn how to do the hooks. But I want you to be strong enough to do it, and this is going to help you do it. You have these rubber bands, right? We'll put the link in the comment section on where you can get just a good, decent, basic cane for like 10, 15 bucks and how to get one of these for 10 or 15 bucks, one of these bands. You can practice your punching, you can practice exercise, you do triphasic moves all the way through. Still waiting for your question. What's your question? Put it in there again. I don't see the chat except for when it just pops up. All right, so you're gonna hook it like this. And your first exercise is to give yourself some distance from it, like this. And I want you to explosively pull and hold. Pull and hold, pull and hold. This is my right hand is in front of the left. And then after you do 15, switch, and then pull and hold, pull and hold. Then, you can also, you're gonna put one foot in each one of the loops. You can learn how to defend yourself with the cane from the first lesson. In other words, you get the cane, this you'll get over time. Don't worry about this. But this you can understand right now. That you can understand right now. It might not be as fast and as hard, but it'll be fast and hard enough that somebody's not going to want to come in while you're walking and you do this. So after one workout, I've got 7 or 8 of these videos so far, and they're all very basic. And this is what I teach, basic, simple, and then just do it every day. At the end of a week, you'll be more confident. the end of the month, you'll be so confident, you'll start learning new things, but you'll always go back to this, step back in a better position, hands up and open, one hand with a cane, breath. What are your targets? Are they the eyes? Is it his nose? Is it his neck? Is it the throat? Is it the cartilage right here? Is gonna knock his wind out, his solar plexus? Is it right in the groin, his private parts? Is it taking out his knee? And you can learn that immediately. You're welcome. That's an excellent question. The first lesson, you get one of these, the first lesson, you'll feel confident. All right, so you kind of bend it in the middle. And I want you to do this too. If you can, if you're mobile enough, this is gonna build that arm strength. Put one foot in each one of these hoops. And then with the right hand over the left, you're just gonna pull straight up. Don't hit yourself in the face. Pull it up, pull it. And it's explosive and hold, And abs tight. Exhale, breath. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna do 15 with the right hand on top of the left, or 10, and then just switch. Left hand on top of the right. And to get more resistance, go lower, get a bigger band, however you wanna do it. But do those 2 exercises. The one where you're here and you're pulling, and the one where you're stepping on it and you're coming up. It's gonna activate the muscles in your back. It's gonna fix your posture, make you taller and stronger, feel more confident on the inside, look more confident on the outside. But it's also gonna give you explosiveness. So when you need to, you do this, all these striking motions activate the back. They're all gonna come out of the back. And those 2 exercises are gonna really help you build the strength and the speed to stabilize everything back there, so that from that first class, you're able to hit. I'll put in the comment section a link to a simple cane if you have it, and you don't have to get my links. If you have a place where you live in Cyprus or somewhere else where you can get an inexpensive cane, and they're not expensive. This one is rattan, it's a little bit more flexible. If you don't have a cane, use a walking stick. If you don't have a walking stick, you know, maybe you could, if you live near the forest or the trees or whatever, find a sapling and cut it if you can. Or, you know, a bow staff, a dowel rod, a piece of metal pipe, but anything you can. Yeah, if you don't have one, you buy one, but not everybody's able to buy them. I know for a fact that in this world that we live in, with the 8 billion people or however many there are, 7 billion and whatever, I've met many, many people who live on very little money and don't have access to, and they don't even have, like if you live, for example, you could live in a country that makes this cane and they don't sell it in your country. They ship it overseas to the United States and Canada and Europe, and they sell it over there, but it's not available in some of the countries that you might live in. But improvise, think about what would double as a cane. If you start from there, you'll find something that's gonna work. And then you do all these things with just a stick. If you don't have a stick, roll up a magazine or paper really, really tightly. Take a bottle of water, squeeze all the air out of it, stick another bottle of water in it, make it as tight. There's all kinds of ways you can improvise that I've seen. So I'll put the links in there if you can get them. If not, keep asking your questions. I really appreciate your comments and participating in these chats, even though it distracts me a little bit. I'll see you on the next one.